Anyways, hello everybody. My name is Arjun, Allu Arjun. I'm an actor from the South, especially from Telugu. Not many people know from South. South is two different states. It's got Tamil Nadu, but Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and Andhra. Each one has a language. My state is Andhra Pradesh. The capital is Hyderabad, and we speak Telugu. And I'm a Telugu actor, and I'm a regional. That's for me. And I started from here, just like in your pew. I never even dreamt that I'll be here on this side. So I just started like just Kenny one of you, and what do I say? Lots to say, but and I'm still trying to become a better actor than what I am. I've done 12 films, feature films, 12 to 13 films.
And on so
Yes, I won Filmfare Award as best, two Filmfare Awards as best actor, and a couple of state awards. And I came back to Bombay this time to learn acting again. And I'm not joking. I actually came for some voice training so that I want to brush up my skills a bit more. And I was thinking, when I started off, as students from here, when I started shooting from here, after the course, within 6 months, I was lucky enough to get a film. So I got a film. And when I started shooting, there are a lot of things which I learned on the shooting, which is about shooting, which is the real experience. So there are a lot of things that cannot be said, which we won't know. How much ever they teach you in acting school, you actually learn only when you go for a real shooting. So I made notes of all those things, which can be helpful for young actors. It's 10 years back, 10, 11 years back. So I'll give you some tips, which I wrote some few years back. And before we start, there's certain things that you can't ask. Don't ask me how to enter the film industry. I don't know. Don't ask me things like, do you have to really romance the heroine? I can't tell. I'm married now. That's just for the fun side. And before I just start, it's like this. These are my personal experiences. So it's like you have to understand there are no definitions of anything, only different ways of description. If you ask me how an apple is, I'll say my apple is green, it's got yellow spots. If I ask you, you'll say your apple is red and it's got some other colors, any black spots. So each one's apple is different. So such is also this film industry. I have a different way of describing it. You have a different way of describing it. Out of your experience, you might be a different way of describing it. There are no definitions like this is the theory. There's no theory. There's only different ways of description for you guys to understand it better. So I'm just going to give you different ways of my perspective. There are no rules. I could be wrong. I could be right. But that's what worked for me. So I'm just here to share that as some basic stuff. Some very basic stuff. How many of you guys have actually gone for shooting? Raise your hands. You've actually been shooting, like you shot, like was it a feature film or television? Feature film? Feature film? TV ad. Feature. Feature films. So you know what experience, like how's everything. So there are other people who haven't been here. So I'm just going to rush through the basics of what is there, what is not there. I think, is that okay, sir?
yeah, sure. I'm very clear, but this is very, very clear. See, what we do is we chisel a diamond, right? Now it's up to the director के उसको diamond को अपने crown में लगाएगा या bracelet में लगाएगा. That's a different ball game. I'm with him. लेकिन अगर वो chisel होगा तो वो नहीं लगाएगा. So पहली बात है वो. दूसरी बात है luckily we have Bhayish now. Okay. So he's a very complete filmmaker. So we do make films and they have some experience.
Great.
He's
Great.
So लेकिन
Yeah, sure. Okay. But that time when we started, we didn't have, so I just made some notes. I think technology is far more advanced now and the courses are much more advanced and updated. So I'll just rush through that quickly. Very, very small things. Just small things. All of you know blockings, right? What's a blocking? What's a tele lens? What's a zoom lens? And what's a block lens? Simple. You're doing a wide shot. It's a wide shot, mid shot, close up, suggestions. You know what's a suggestion like? In your suggestion, behind me there's a camera and the opposite person is talking. And then they cut the same back. Oh, these are simple blocking things. I'm sure all of you must be knowing things like those. And when they hit a clap, you know what are the three things that's written in the clap? How many of you know? How many of you know what's written on the clap actually? None? Yeah. Scene number 3. Yeah, you know what that is? Who's got a perfect idea of what it is? None? You have it. Perfect. Nothing. When you actually say, they do a clap, right? The first thing they have a scene. Suppose there's a scene inside the room. The entire scene number is called probably an entire scene will have 70 Cs. Probably you're shooting a scene number 14. So that scene number is written. The entire thing that happens inside this room or that particular geography is the scene. So the scene number is written. And every scene has probably 10 shots or 8 shots or 5 shots. It depends. So number of shots that they're shooting. And each shot, you know what's a shot, right? Cut in to cut out. Each shot has got a number of takes. So they have the scene number, iske baad the shot number, at the last you have the takes. So the number of takes depends upon the capacity of the actor. Do you screw up? After 10, I asked them, after 10, stop writing, 11, 12, start writing 1, 2 again. So go like, no conscience. Sometimes go 16. You lose your confidence. Yeah. Sometimes 16. I have gone for 23. That's what I was. Of course, that was on a song. So, things like that. And it's okay. There's something? That's great. And when we go to shooting, you actually see a lot of equipment. There's no need for you to know what the equipment is because it's not our job. But it's just for us to know a better understanding of the environment, so that we don't feel alien over there. There are these black cloths that keep hanging in every shooting. Those are called cutters. Basically, when they put a light, they don't want the entire light coming. So they cut half the light with a cutter. So you should also get used to, cutters and thermocols, lights being, you have to work in these conditions. Because 10 feet radius around you, all your life you're going to have this. You're going to have this equipment all around you. So you should get used to this equipment, how they work. They have a thermocol sheet to enhance the light. They put a black cloth around you. They're actually acting there's a black cloth on your face here. The one guy is holding like that. And you have to romance. Emote. One guy looking and tell, no, what the hell you doing? So you should get ready for all of, no kind of experiences. And what I learned very important thing is what I learned here, which I did not know when I actually leveled up the shooting, is, over here we train for, say, a little theater. Like when I'm talking to you, this is the facing. So it the staging. Like if I act like this, you see only 50% of my performance because we have. So what we do when we talk to other person, we talk like this. So you can see there, you can see more of me. Well, this is staging. And what is important in films is you have to hit your mark. No matter how many of you know about the focus marks? See, what is very important is you can't act. I can't act like this. Even if I act, I have to stay in the same axis line. If I come forward, the focus follower has to shift the focus. Otherwise, it will be blurry. So you have to act in your focus point. Sometimes when you're going wide, you have to tell them. And the best thing, my personal tip is when a cameraman talks to you, first always try to ask. Don't ask them technically, sir, what is the block length? But every actor has definitely the right to know the depth of the shot. Like this, sir, is it till here? So I always ask, it's this much. So you know how much to act. Sometimes, if it's a full shot and you didn't know, you thought it's only this much, you're actually at this. But if it's a full shot, you actually have a little more body language and you can move up. Things like that. So you should always know what is the depth of the shot. I don't know you should know what your frame is. And in a close-up, you should not move too much. Suppose, it's very difficult to catch. What is very important is focus marks. And you can't look down at your focus mark in front of that. They do have points. They give you points. According to your performance, they'll just come place a mark there. They don't restrict you mostly. Most DMs don't restrict you. Be taken into focus. But a good actor, a sensible actor will also understand that the focus pull. The cameraman never does the focus. There's a person next to the cameraman who's called the focus puller. His job is to pull the focus. So actually, when you go to a shooting, you notice two guys sitting on a crane. One guy is a DOP who's looking for the cone. The other guy is actually focusing on the focus, the sharpness. That is one thing that I want to tell. Focus is very, very important. And lighting. When it comes to lighting, this is a small tip. If you're acting in an outdoor, that's in the sun. We either act indoors in a sick or get outdoors. If you're acting outdoors, sometimes take the light. Like how I take, the staging, whatever I take, you should also take the light. If there is a shadow in your face, or suppose you're shooting under a tree, what they say is, see through a place where there's a hole in the tree, so the light falls on your face. So stand there exactly so the light falls on. Take the light. Very, very important. Because, in a screen, you can come out well. That's why they do makeup for the face, so that you look bright. And they also put light on your face, so that you look bright. So whatever you do enhances out. That's all the small tips. Lighting, lensing, info. And everybody must be knowing what's 24, 48, 96. Most of you? Who doesn't know the 24, 48? People who don't know, raise your hands. A little up. Oh, you don't know what's a 24, what's a 48, what a 96. What's a 500, what's a 1000 frames? Simple. What is happening in real time right now? If you capture it on camera, technically on a camera, television cameras are 25 frames, movie cameras are 24 frames. So let's not get into detail, but just a regular average is, let's keep this 24. 24 is when you can see the picture live. When you see an actor acting live, what happens is in earlier days, now it's all digital, but earlier days, film used to roll. It all used to be film. So 24 frames used to be there in 1 second. So that's when you get real-time normal action. A 48 is when you have a high-speed film. It's exactly double the time. So when you want a very enhanced or a very long duration, slow motion shot, it's called a 96 frames. So this is like, see, this is 24, this is normal. 48. Nice. Oh. Then there are, for action sequences or a couple of, extra shots or product shots, they use even 1000 frames per second. Very unlikely that they use the actors, but they do also use it for action sequences. The bullet shooting shot, in those English films you see, the bullet jumps out, hitting, you see those high frames moving. Those are 1000 frames. So mostly in slow frames, what they say is don't try to close your eyes as much as you can. When I hit, if it's a 1000 frame shot, if I'm actually, closing my eyes and hitting, or even if I blink my eye, so when you actually see it in a replay, you're actually doing, so half the shot you're closing your eyes. So try as much as possible not to close your eyes in a high frame shot. That's all.
No.
It's a
I confess.
And many other small things. Sir used to teach me one thing. Very, very, very nice thing which you said. He used to say, if you look your character, half your job is done. I don't know if he can still say it. Yeah. If you look your character, there's one thing that's just true. Ask any actor in the world, any good actor who has an understanding. They say your body can't lie. I never used to believe it. It's absolutely true. Your body can't lie. You can lie, you can fake it, but your body language, what you're trying to say, what you're trying to do, when somebody is faking it, they're faking it. How? When somebody is, a hypocrite, how? Somebody's got a bad thing against you. They don't like you, but they're being very sweet to you. You know it how? We don't know. Say it.
And it doesn't match them.
Exactly. Your body can't lie. So you have to be real. Doesn't mean, when you have to kill a person, you don't have to kill the person. But you have to, the thought process has to be real. You have to run it in your head. They ask you to just see. There's some shots. Just say, sir, just see. And I ask, why am I seeing? So he's running away. So you just look in there. So I have to have a thought process when I just look at the shot. I just can't see like, oh, it does work. But that's what actors do. But to be a great actor or a good actor, you actually have to think. He's running away.
थैंक यू वही ये कह रहा है यार जिंदगी में आप सोचना बंद नहीं करते कैमरे के सामने सोचना तब शुरू करोगे यार
You should start. I picked it up very lately. I'm no expert I'm no expert actor. I'm a very average actor. Until trying to explore acting, but say the 10 steps in acting, probably in step 1, I'm in step 3 or step 4 max. So I'm also trying to explore. And one of the things which I never used to do is, they say, just look angry. This is very mechanical. You're doing mechanical acting. That's anybody can do. What is the next level that you can add? There are 100 things that can go. That we'll come back to later. And one thing, like Sir said, if you look your character, 50% of the job is done. And any volunteers? Any volunteer? Come. You just have to tell the person, just get lost. Just say it.
Just get lost.
Yes. Okay? What's your name?
Harsh.
Harsh just said get lost like his original body language. You saw the way he said get lost. Now you're a military officer. Okay? You're a strict military officer. Now you say get lost.
Get lost.
See? There's a lot of body language change. By just, he said get lost. The first get lost was like Harsh. It was his original body language. But the second get lost was he's trying to behave like the character. Good actors try to behave like the character, not like their regular body language. A regular body language, I say get lost. But if I'm actually probably a police inspector, or if I'm a very highly educated person, okay. Now you said get lost like a strict police officer. Now you're a lenient police officer. Say get lost.
Get lost.
See, even in a police officer, there is a variation. You're saying the same get lost. He either say it by himself, either you're saying it like your original person, like what Harsh does. As a police inspector, you said get lost, but that is also a regular get lost. That's just a police officer. It doesn't have a characterization. Now I gave him a characterization with a detailing saying he's a lenient police officer. So, then you have a body language. So that is the next level. 1, you do like yourself. 2, you do like the character. 3, you give detailings to the character. If you're a police officer, who's lenient, who has a stammer, now say yes. Get lost.
Get lost.
See, that gives a depth. So, as much as possible, see, stars. There are actors. The thing with stars is they behave like themselves. And it's their policy to behave like themselves. Because they want to be imitatable. They want to make their own personality the same as the actor. It's very easy to imitate Shah Rukh Khan. But it's very difficult to imitate Amir Khan. Arjun, notice that. He's an actor. He changes. So you can imitate Amir ji, what he did in a movie maybe. But what is Amir Khan as a person is very hard to catch. Not saying it's impossible to catch, it's hard to catch. Whereas Shah Rukh Khan is very easily imitatable because he acts like Shah Rukh. He just gives a little variation to the character, but he doesn't let the character totally come in. Like how a Nazaruddin Shah does. So whether you want to be an actor or do you want to be a star? It's a personal choice. I try to balance both somewhere. I like to give somewhere a core originality of my own. At the same time, I also like to give a variation. That's my personal thing. An actor like Sean Penn. I don't know how many of you know Sean Penn? Most of you know Sean Penn. You can never imitate Sean Penn. So, you're dumb. Thanks. See, this also I've learned in recent times. Not from one.
Right? Okay.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah. My definitely advice is you will have an originality, but try to also act like the character. And not just act like the character, try to give the character to be take. This is just, how we just said that one dialogue. The way maybe an inconfident person, like how he has a stammer. You just said, and you stammered. Maybe a stammering guy can actually say, the way you flutter your eyes, the way you take, there's a lot more of variation which you can get. So try to catch those nuances. One way is actually to imitate people and see. Imitate in the sense, that's just my personal tip. You don't have to do. It's just, I like to, imitate people. Imitate in the sense, each one has got a very typical, a style. So if you can imitate it, right, we'll learn how to read them body language. Subconsciously, you learn how they move their hands, how their shoulders droop, how they flutter their eyes, how their jaw is. All these things. There are a lot of variation. Each person is very unique. Each one of you are very unique. One of you imitate your friends, right? Or somebody who you know very well. Who can imitate anybody? Can somebody show me an example? Any volunteers? Anybody who can imitate any actor? Anybody? None? Come on here. Any actor, any personality, any film personality, anything. Sure.
What a Kerala actor है
Okay.
हमारा सुपरस्टार है मोहनलाल.
See, he has a very typical thing of keeping his shoulder up, his body line. So he has read something out of him. So try to read that out of people. It gives you a little more detailing of reading people's character. If you're playing a police inspector and probably meet a police inspector, just try to see how they behave. It's just a way of grasping more detailing. How do you say, what is the difference between an actor and a very good actor? In one line. Anybody? What's the difference between an actor and a very good actor? What makes Boman Irani, and not anybody else as Boman Irani? What makes Irfan Khan as Irfan?
I think good actors do the same thing, but in a very different.
Partially true.
They are versatile.
Partially true.
Imagination.
Partially true. Everything is right. My analysis, see, each one of you have your own analysis. Nothing like mine is right, yours as well. Each of us have different ways of description.
They go into the details of the characterization, and it's because
They go into detailing. Great actors detail their characters. Suppose an actor like Manoj Bajpayee has to play a Muslim character. What any actor does, wear a cap, wear that black thing, put a green color scarf. This is basic. Does anybody play? That is, you're just an actor. You just transform it. What those guys do is they give more detailing. There's more detail. I can't tell the details that they give. The way they talk, their accent, the diction. You can say this guy's a great actor because he's detailed the character so much. A good actor just comes and doesn't go though. That's when you actually define what is good acting, what is great actors. That is one of the things that I do. Try to detail your character as much as you can. Even a small detail like having a pen in your pocket will also give a lot of detail. Detail as much as you can. I'm trying to. I don't detail that much. I'm trying to. And act like a character, body can lie. Yes, very, very important thing. Extremely important thing. Definitely this I'll tell you guys. How many of you actually know about continuity? continuity. What is your definition of continuity?
When you do an example, so if one Sean's ended with me sitting like this with the staff in my lap,
Yes.
that has to connect, say, to climax.
Yeah.
As to
Exactly.
follow.
See, movies, right? The medium which we see, we actually look at it in a sequence. One shot comes after the other, split second after the other. But we actually, when we shoot it, it's not it. You might just say, get out, and you might walk out. And you might come back into the room again, which you might do that shot 6 months later. So you can't, 6 months later you came, you said, what did I do 6 months back? Sir, you angrily walked out. Oh, okay, I'm coming back in. No. Before you angle a shot, ask them, what was the previous thing that I did? Ask what your previous shot was, what your previous mood was. Sir, you left angrily. Okay, this is continuity in Act K. I'm not talking about continuity gestures. Come back to the labor. Continue in acting. Know what the previous mood is. This says, sir, just open the door and walk in. You're like, you should ask, where am I coming from? Detailing, where am I coming from? So I can just open the door and come in. Oh, hi. You should just say, sir, you had an important email. So you're coming inside to tell her that. So what is your body language? Hey. Hi. There's a lot of difference. Anybody opens the door and comes, not trying to get the degary. I always ask, okay, what was the previous shot? Okay, I'm in that mood. So I have to enter that mood. Or you're extremely upset. So even just opening a door shot, even when you're not saying anything, speaks a lot. That's why I said your body can't lie. So it's extremely important what thought process is going on. If you're in front of camera, you need a thought process. You can't fail. Believe me. Sir? Thank you. This is acting continuity. One is gesture continuity. What happens is, in one shot, the camera's this side, camera's this side. I said, wait. So my hand is here, my hand is here, my look is here. I just have to remember when I freeze. They say, come. In the next shot when I start, I can't be like, hey, this time is gone. You should try to remember as much as you can. Because in the editing room, one shot is like this, one shot is like this. I know how much, I have a problem. I have the huge problem of editing content. So as much as possible, I kind of rewind my shot and see which last position I was standing in. Or how my body language is. Or which step are I, resting on. So try to do as much as you can, which is helpful for the editor. These are small tips out of my own personal experiences. It can change from person to person. What's that?
मैं इतनी देर से यही सोच रहा था कि ये सिर्फ आ गया और जितने दिनों बाद आया कि कितने ही दिन हमने इसका इंतज़ार किया उतना ही मेरे में तो बहुत था कि वही चलो इट वाज worth waiting for and gifts he's giving us Regi, thank you so much. And now this is coming from him. नमाज का नहीं पता था one who knows it does it, one who does not know it becomes a teacher. बहुत सारे लोग यही समझते हैं कि आया लेकिन coming from him, okay, so it creates so much trust. Yeah, the right attitude. It's not the talents, that attitude, what you do. So it's a great learning. I would like to do that to do. Thank you. Yeah. Oh.
Am I boring you guys? You can be honest. I can be.
पक्का इन बातों को आपने नहीं सीखा तो you'll be boring out.
And I'll just rush to the last 3-4 things. Yes. This is a very nice thing which I learned. I used to scorn the heroes. Say, don't do that. It's a very bad habit. I used to do it. See, all these are mistakes that I've done, which I've corrected myself, which I don't want the newcomers to do. Because tomorrow make stage guys, People always keep coming. I'm not going to be there forever. There will be new people. We should make things easy for, for people to come as they come. There are no descriptions. I told you, there are no definitions. But I would say never do this. When I'm acting, just say cut. Somebody cut at cut. They just drop. They just drop off. When they're dancing, they say cut. You just don't give the time for the editor to snap the shot. It gets completed on the 4th second. And we tend to say cut on the 3.5 seconds. And the actor drops at the 3.8. The last 2.2 frames are gone. So never cut. Immediately when it's cut, don't drop off. Whether it's a song, whether it's a fight, whether it's an emotion, whether it's a dialogue, whatever, continue as an actor. Continue as an actor. Don't stop. Especially for a song, there's no cut point. You know what I keep saying my cut is? My cut is never the vocal cut. I try to challenge the editor to catch a relaxing frame of mine. I'm mentally trying to fight with the editor. Say, I don't want to give this guy a chance to catch the relaxing frame. When you fall, there's that frame in the editing room. I don't want to give him that frame. It should always be in my character. Cut and there. You should cut. In the last frame, I should be in the acting room. Great actors will not give you that one frame, where they can catch you. I know actors. Believe me, I know actors. Girls who dance. Cut. I'm still dancing. I'll tell you what happens by that. Forget the editing and everything. Many times, it gives a sensible director will never say cut. Even if he says cut, right? If the actor is performing, they put their hand up and they say roll it. There is one example that I've seen in Hum Tum Field. I don't know how many guys have you seen it, but I have learned this out of my personal experience. Saffron Khan is there in the corner like this. The dialogue scene is something like she says, "Kya tum mere jaisa ladki jaisa jeena चाहते है? Do you want to be with a guy like me?" That's what Saifa Ikram shouts. And Rani Mukherjee walks out of the toilet. She goes out of the toilet. It's actually a cut point. There's nothing for the actor to do. He's just standing there. That's it. But you know what he did? They actually kept that piece. A cut point is when she's out. Because the actor did it, they'd keep it. A good actors, no? Even after the point is over, sir, you just have to come and say bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye. That's what an actor do. Bye-bye, cut. Oh, it's over. Your actor's job is over. But what do you extend? Try to extend yourself with the shot. Don't just do cut to cut. That's what, sir? That's one of the, definitely, I say, for me, the cut is what the director says. When you off the camera, there's a beat. That's no. Oh. First name, that's Nika. Oh. Adda. And just
तो बजी नहीं.
And one of the things, how many of you know Prakash Raj? He's a very good actor. I don't know how many of you know. There's one scene which I was really like, who knows? It's a close-up shot. Okay. And I sent you, I was doing my third two in that. I sent you tell that guy is not there. Somebody, I'm just referring to somebody. The dialogue is you tell that guy never to come back here and there. So I said, I'm talking to intense. I said, you tell that guy never. He just stopped me. I said, Mali, you're taking a very intense scene. When you're taking a very intense scene, people are looking into your eyes. You're telling me something very intense. when you look away and come back here, it cuts the intensity. If you actually notice good actors like Irfan Khan or Naseeruddin Shah or even Manoj Bajpayee, couple of actors, this is actually giving you into the eye, right? They don't look up. Because when you're looking at the camera, it means the audience are directly looking at it. It's a very, close-up is a very, very prestigious shot. You know, we do 20 close-ups in a day. That's why we lose its value. Even I lose my value. But close-up is a very valuable shot because in a close-up, there's nothing but you. In any other mid-shot, you know, there's a fan, there's a light, you know, there's a thing, there's a dress, there's a collar, there's your hair, there's everything on the frame. But in a close-up, there's nothing but you. Close-ups are very important. When you're getting intensity, don't cut away the intense. Yes, if the mood or the situation demands, maybe you can look away, yes. But if you actually notice many of the good actors, they look. They see. Learn to see. It's very uncomfortable to see. You have to get used to it. I have extremely uncomfortable reaction. So all of you will get there, I'm sure. I believe in this. And small tips, you know, which I picked up recently, very recently. I was thinking how to brush up my acting skills. So what do I do? Now how do I become a next level of actor? One of the things which I personally feel has been teaching me, who's still yet to see, is every year, Oscar awards, go through the 5 nominations of the best actor. Because what you see now is the world's best performances. The top 5 performances. Only one winner could have been there. But believe me, everybody came neck to neck. One guy was 100, the other guy must just be 99. So there's a lot to pick up from that as well. So try to watch the 5 top nominations every year. Best actress, actor, best supporting role for male and female. Because you can actually see what they do. It's a very nice place to pick up a lot of acting. It's a very good place to pick up one of the acting. And guys, try to watch, how many of you know Inside Studio on the net? Inside the actor studio. Yeah. Just start inside the actor studio. It's a workshop exactly like this with the budding young actors. And all top actors in the world have done a workshop. So they tell you the details of what that person, how Al Pacino acts, how Sean Connery acts, how Tom Hanks acts, how this person acts, that person acts. That's one great place. This is a small tip, because you guys are going workshops here. It'll be nice. Just go through that. It'll be a great place. You'll learn a lot. Just move on to ours. One of my favorite actors, Kevin Spacey. He did the film American Beauty. So won't believe he was there. And the host was talking to him saying, "So Marlon Brando, so how do you like this new thing?" And he just put up his collar like that and started talking like Marlon Brando. He imitated 20 actors right there. So Elvis, and he just spoke like in this. You should see that. It's kick-ass. So each actor, you should see Jim Carrey, what he'll get. Each actor is an encyclopedia there because over there are like our Indian films, right? We don't see over here you need to be a good dancer, you need to be glamorous, you need to do fights sometimes, at least in the South scenario. So you do a lot of things and you also do acting. Over there, if it's only acting, those guys do only one job. That's why they're very good at it. They act. They don't do other stuff. That's why you find the best performances, in their films. And one of the reasons why we find their performances better is because we use a lot of dubbing. Dubbing will actually kill a lot of performance. When I say, "Get up!" Whatever I do, I will never get the same intensity in the dubbing. What I know right now, I will never get it there. You can get it. I can fake it. I can get it. But there's a lot of things, that you just can't get it. Their performances are very good because they use a lot of sync sound. We're also trying to get a lot of Bollywood films also use sync sound. But most our films we dub. And in dubbing techniques, this is 2 small dubbing techniques I like to tell you. Since it's not Indian scenarios, just not only about acting, I'll just rush up through songs, fight sequences, and dubbing. I'll just go quick. songs. We all have to do songs. If you're an actor, somewhere Indian films, you guys know how it is. So these are my personal tips. Is there no rule that we need to follow? This is just tomorrow, 5 years later, you might have another two. This is out of my personal experience. Initially what happened once was, I'm a down. Once I landed up on the set, and the BGM was scored. It's a single shot, without a haircut, I had to do for 40 seconds. We started at 9 o'clock. We wrapped up at 1:30 in the afternoon. So per day, the shooting cost is around 10 lakhs. So I'm actually learning on the set at the cost of 1 lakh per hour. This is a basic logic I'm giving you. So it took me 6 lakhs or 5 lakhs to learn at one shot. It was a 30 seconds clip. The next day, I had to do a 50 seconds clip. So they calculated today, one day, they got the bunny. Today, bunny took around, for 30 seconds, it took around, half a day. So the next day, the whole day, they plan for the entire day. The whole day's work will take 50 seconds. I said, I'm not going to come to the set and get me in the evening, I want to rehearse. Because I don't want to learn at the cost of 1 lakh per hour. In the rehearsal, when I learn it, it's for free. It's just going to cost me a rehearsal room charges, which is like 500 bucks and now. Where is 1 lakh? Where is 500 bucks? I'm just giving a financial, outlook of it. So I rehearsed. We started the shot next day at 8:30, and we're supposed to do 6:30. I finished at 8:45. We did the first take. It was good, but we weren't sure if this is good or not. It was the first take. Then we just did another one. It goofed up. We thought, okay, first take, okay, fine. So my thing is that if you have a song, try to rehearse if you can. And when you have any floor moments or complicated moves, don't think, try to wear, those safety gears. Don't think, by me not wearing it and trying to really do it is I'm being a sincere actor or I'm trying to be a hardworking actor. That is stupidity. Trying to harm yourself to your body in any deeds of acting is not any definition of an acting. It is sheer stupidity. If you think that you have to break a glass, when you actually go bang into a glass, you're not acting. Don't do it. Act. Fake it. Don't think if I really bang into this, people will say, wow, he did a real shot. And it's stupidity. I personally think it's stupidity. Don't hurt yourself for things like this. What's up? Sit.
तो कुछ है ना उसे हजम करने की कोशिश कर.
And when it comes to fight, same thing. Take safety. And what is important in a fight, right? A lot of impact from the fight comes from the sound and the reaction. It's not the action. Just take a wall and get, come here. What is very important is, suppose there's a fighter. You don't have to hit him hard. You know what? Doesn't mean if this goes at 10 kilometers per hour speed. If I go at 30, doesn't mean it is good acting. No, that is not what a good fighter does. Or that's not what a professional. My act, the good fight is not in the action. It's in the reaction. So it's like I banged this. How do you know I banged it really hard? Even if there is a wall, I'm just saying, if there's a wall, I banged it. So how do you know I banged really hard? Because of imagine there's no sound. Can you see how hard I bang? No. Just see this. Okay, just see this. How do you know so much? Even if I do, there's so much. Why? Because there is no reaction there. The wall doesn't react. Over here, they react. Objects react. Same way. If I'm an actor, I hit. It's not how hard I hit. It's how well I act after I hit. Or how well he acts after he takes the shot. If I hit him, you just hit him different. Just touch. Okay, it's not. If I really got a shot, touch. So it's by the reaction. It's not how hard he hits. The reaction is more important in a fight than the action. This is a very key thing. The reaction, even for an actor who hits, right? If I'm hitting, no, it's my body language. It's my reaction. You know, hit him really hard. No, I'm gonna hit him really hard. But what is the point if I'm not reacting? I should react, he should react. But the act, you should fake the act. Fake the act. Don't make the weird. No, you know, I'm acting. That's very important for a fight. You know, flexibility, all this definitely helps. But please remember, especially men, you don't have to harm the fighter. Reaction is very important. Reaction could be 100 ways. Your body language, your expression, everything. If you see Bruce Lee is actually, you know, why do you feel so powerful when you see a Bruce Lee fight? Because he reacts more. He acts more. He reacts more. Oh my God. So even a fighter, a good professional stuntman, right? He actually won't take the shot. He will react so much for what you give. So that's definitely one thing for all the men. And I don't know if the ladies too, men, they do a film like Charlie's Angels. That's about the fight. And dubbing techniques. Basically, you've done something in the dubbing now. Say, suppose what we do is we do a scene and you have to dub for the scene later. Suppose clearly come down. Hi, how are you?
Good.
He said, I'm good. Same thing. We shot the scene. I have to dump for the same scene. What do I do? Without my knowledge, I go to the dubbing room. This is a shot. I just said, hi, how are you? You don't get the same nuances. I should imagine the person is this far away. So how would I say, hi, how are you? If I just say, hi, how are you? Won't work. So you have to imagine what is there in that situation and fake accordingly in the double. So try to do that. Or you always try to know the depth of the character, how far the person is. Hello. It's very different from saying, hello. So, hello you say to this person. So same thing as hello. Say, hello. So you're calling somebody who's there, say, my hello has a meaning. Saying, hello, you're so far away. You know, it has that meaning. So when you dub, try to get that. Every dubbing, each word will have a sense. You know, when you said it, try to remember. When you see the shot, you'll remember, you know, what you said. Try to do that. A dubbing room can never get the same pin. You know, even if I fake it, you can never get the sense. But we have to try to get, you know, people to get 70, 80, 90, 99. That's the max you can get. Try to be more than 90 if you can. That's just my only advice about done. I'm done.
But then I think honestly, ये बात आप लोगों से कहता रहा हूँ, there are certain spiritual laws, right? Whatever you give to universe comes back to you many more times. I have always spoken about here. I hold it paid forward. Yeah. बहुत सारे लोग like magicians don't tell, actors don't tell. उन्हें लगता है कि यार there is going to be another competitor, right? हालांकि that's bad because there is abundance for all of us. इतना बड़ा universe है, still expanding, अपनी achievements achieve कर रही, वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. मैं हमेशा ये मानता हूँ कि सीढ़ी पर अगर कोई चढ़ रहा है, उसे चढ़ने में अगर आप मदद करेंगे तो आप और ऊपर चढ़ेंगे. You think he was doing all this because he knows about these laws? No. He's natural. This is what I learned, I discovered today, right? There was no need actually. वो आ गया होता और मैंने शो ऑफ कर दिया होता कि मैं जानता हूँ मेरा स्टूडेंट है यार. And my prize student, you know, today, and it's quite a testimonial for me in what he did, you know, why. So अक्सर लोग उसे कहते हैं कि सर ब्लेस कीजिए, विश करें. But this person does not need any blessings and wishes because he's already done it, right?
Yes.
इसने जो किया है मैं आपको बताऊं अब ठीक है हम लोग बहुत कुछ सीखते हैं लेकिन मेरा ख्याल अप्रोप्रिएट एक्सप्रेशन इज बागर में सादा कितना कुछ लिया आपको आइडिया भी नहीं you know he's taken my training to another level really and your training your learning I also learned something great about him at that time he was very serious he has really developed a great sense of humor
Thank you.
wow we made me laugh we made everybody laugh what do you think so तो मैं जो अब कहने जा रहा हूँ ब्लेसिंग में ही है ये बहुत मज़े की बात है रहा मैंने बहुत साल सर्वाइवल के लिए अमीन सयानी के साथ काम किया जो मेरा ख्याल आवाज़ से बिना के बेतार बादशाह हैं तो वॉइस की बात कर रहे थे तो विल टॉक अबाउट दैट सो ना एक बार रजनीकांत के लिए उन्होंने बोला कि साउथ का सितारा अब हिंदुस्तान का सितारा हो गया तो मैं रुक गया मैंने कहा सर वो साउथ हिंदुस्तान में नहीं है तो आई एम श्योर तो हर रीजनल सिनेमा नहीं है यू हैव नो आइडिया द काइंड ऑफ यू नो ना इसे मनी कभी कहते ही है रिसोर्स सिनर्जी दे गेट फॉर देयर यू नो वेट वर्क इज मच मोर एंड अभी तो हम हजार फिल्में बनाते हैं इट्स नॉट पंजाबी फिल्म और तेलुगु फिल्म और सी द स्टैंडर्ड सी द लेवल राइट ओके पहले भी साउथ से ही बहुत बड़ी प्रोडक्शन कंपनीज आके बड़ी अच्छी फिल्म बनाती थी जेमिनी एंड AVM एंड दुनिया भर की सो वो सीन है ही नहीं तो मैं मतलब ये जानता हूँ एंड आई एम सेइंग इट फॉर श्योर कि दिस Allu Arjun is definitely going to be the next superstar of this country, our country. Like if I know okay these laws work spiritual because I saw the spirituality in him, the divinity in him. आज के बाद मुझसे कोई कहेगा कि can you spell humility? I'll say ARJU. Now you all अगर आपने कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना है
Yeah, sure, be apart from the heroines can ask me.
पर तो वो सारी
Yeah, please.
So yeah, you gave us a lot of good advice, but how do you prepare rice before a scene? Like, let's say you bowl the one evening. What do you do in order to become comfortable later? Get into character or solo?
What you asked me is a very subjective and personal thing. Each person prepares in a particular style. Basically, I know the entire story. In my scenario, what happens is they pitch the entire film. Because I play a protagonist, they tell the entire film, I like this episode, can do. So I know when the scene comes. So the first thing I do is I read through the scene, the entire scene, if I'm comfortable with the entire scene. Or there's something for me to improvise, or there's something for me to enhance. You know, I do it, I work it with my director. So can I say this? So can I say this? So this I cannot say. You know, it doesn't come. But do you want me to fake it? It won't look nice. Just try. It's not nice. So we improvise that. And definitely what I do is, personally, I have a problem. I can't read my language. My language is stay. So I can't read the language, though they give me dialogue. So what I do is, I write it down in English. So I write down my dialogues in English. So when you write it down, when you write your own dialogues, it sinks in you faster than you can actually do. So you know your lines. If you don't know your lines, you won't be confident. You know what happens if you don't know your lines? Many actors I've seen, when they go loud, when you actually speak loud, right, you forget your lines. When you give a lengthy line, you know, I can say it at this pace, but if I have to scream and say it, I'll forget it. I'll forget it at the 40th person. So you have to be so well versed with your line that even in whatever modulation you stay, they're so good with it. That is one. And if you notice, a lot of people flutter their eyes because they don't remember the dialogue. Tum, aise mat kaba. So you can see the confidence in the actor dropping. If you actually remember it, you're like, Tum, Samaka. You have your confidence if you know the dialogue. So that's one thing I do. And It all depends upon my character. See, I try to behave also like my character. You know, I'm a very reckless guy. You know, I try to behave like my character. If I said, you know, there's one, it is my own body language. I just realized, hey, this is my body language. But I try to behave like a character. A character has a different, tapori guy. So, try to behave like a character and get your lines right. From there, you'll have your own. See, each one of you, when you actually get there, you'll actually have your own formulas. I told you, there is no definition for anything. Different ways of description. My apple is different from yours. So, hope all of you explore your own apples. Yes, anything else?
आपने डांस कहाँ से सीखा और कब से ये पैशन था?
See, I've never went for formal training for dance. I'm a gymnast. I'm a gymnast. So that, and I've always danced as a child. You know, it's just a passion. I never trained. I'm not a trained dancer. And I think my secret, if you ask me, is I rehearse. You know, I can come and I can do the same shot when I'm dancing. I do the same shot. It takes me 1 hour to learn on the set. But if I rehearse, my confidence is different. And a lot of dancers, yes, when it comes to dancing, there's one thing I will portray. A lot of dancers dance company. They dance from here to the neck, from neck below. Not many dancers dance from above the neck. Even I do. I'm trying to learn how to dance above your neck. You should be able to dance without even moving. Madhuri Dixit can dance without moving. You know, anybody can do that step. But the way Madhuri Dixit does it, she dances in her face. You know, she dances, she emotes with her face. You should be able to dance and express yourself. So I think that is the, next league of dancing. Govinda, he's just not dancing. You know, he's saying something. Trying to be funny. Hey, he has something to say. My uncle, his name is Chiranjeevi, I don't know how many of you guys know. Amazes me how they can dance with this face. You know, there's a step like this. You know, he does it so well. No, he does it with the same. You know, I'm not being able to do 50% of what he can. You know, I'm trying to learn. So, you know, I'm there. I told you, I'm not great actor. I'm just like one or two stars end of the song. So that's one of the things. Try to dance not just with your body, with your face also. Especially for girls. And guys too. Anything else? You guys can ask me, come on, you can shoot me more. That's it, no doubts. Everybody knows anything.
Sir, when you ever camera conscious, I mean, जब shot start होता है, so कभी starting में आपको कभी डर लगता था to face the camera?
Yes. What happened is, suddenly when I'm like this, when the camera rolls, I'm just telling you my scenario. You try to start acting. So suddenly, I'm angry. When the camera rolls, I'm more angry. As long as I home, don't do that. So I've noticed this one thing. Good thing that you asked me. Mr. Manoj Bash, I was doing a shot with him. There's one thing that I noticed. Earlier film, now it's digital. Digital doesn't cost anything. Earlier film, per second used to cost almost $100. So film used to be very valuable. Acting was very valuable. You can't afford for another one no. No, for n number of reasons. Film gets wasted, time gets wasted, a lot of things involved. Sorry, I missed what you said. Mr. Manoj Bajpayee. This is camera. Rolling. Start. No. He actually took that much time to get himself calm because, when there's a sound, no, you don't have that sound now because it's digital. It's like, earlier you used to have a running sound. So, subconsciously the thing is running. When, you're like, okay, I have to finish fast. Psychology to it. because it's so expensive. But those actors took it out of their heart. I don't give a care about the money. He just didn't give a damn. He wasted 400 bucks before he even started. But he didn't care about that. He just took his time. He was just to say no. Say, action? No. That's all he had to say. Action? No. So he got accumulated in the song. You know, earlier I used to be on the theater. I said, no. Because I used to calculate and a meter is running, money is getting over. It's not your job. Yeah, I might be the producer, but don't think about it now. So that's one of my advice. So now we have digital, so I don't think we had that pressure anymore. That's one of the things. Yeah. The ladies have nothing to ask for? Yes.
We spoke about when you give a shot and you have one guy with the neck cloth, there's one guy with server call and the camera, probably if you're doing a close-up. How hard is it to adapt to all those things around you and yet if it's a tight close-up? Or because there is somebody standing right there, there's somebody putting thermocol under there. But those people are staring you right in the face and
So you have to close your ears. No, you have to close your ears. Huh? You just have to close your ears. Yeah, your ears. No, you just have to close. Don't hear us. Huh? Because because people who watch, they don't give a shit about who's standing next to you or what on what. When you see the shot, everything's out of the frame. They might be, when I'm actually here, there are 50 things around me. But all that is out. Somebody's disturbing you, just say, don't do that. If you're moving to life, yeah, peace. So, there's actually almost a very good discipline that when you're doing, especially dense hate, the normal hate, most of them don't disturb. Sometimes I lose it too. Some guys like, moving something, making some fire. Hey, come. Stop doing that. Even I lose it. Even I'm a person, even a normal person, even I lose it. So, actually I should not lose it. I should not give a damn about it. Good actors don't give it. So don't give it. Wherever you're acting, I'll be acting in a space where I can't stand. Just 10 feet around me, there are 10,000 people. I'm not exaggerating. 10 feet around me, I can see hundreds of people. I'm shooting on traffic, so the entire thing gets more. You still have people you're watching. Everybody's watching, somebody taking a video, plack, 100 things, people screaming, they're shouting, hello, they're calling you. Don't dare adapt. Your shot is your moment. Recorded, it's their own life. Once it's recorded, their own life. 100 times you'll see it on TV, you'll see it on YouTube, you'll see it everywhere. You'll be like, once it got up in the air, it's in the cloud, babe. We can't do it, man. So go and give and that. That's my personal best. Okay, yes?
अब यहाँ के बारे में बताइए सर, आप कैसे देते हैं, आप कभी तो दिखता कोई आप तो
आपको का नहीं, हकों को तस्वीर से कोई जो खत नहीं हुई, ये मैं जवाब देता हूँ, तुम क्या दे रहे हो?
No, what he asked is I'm not a second person.
Mostly I also don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I try to.
He says, did you find it difficult? Did you face any problems and you were
Here, in Bong. Class man. No, class के बारे में क्या? Did I find it difficult in the class? Yes, I found it difficult in the class because I don't understand Hindi. And there used to be Hindi diction class, which is, which I was not very good at. They give me this huge monologue. I am just, yes. What, the Prabhu या परात्मा? What पुत्र को तुम्हारा, तुम माता हो. मैं मतंग करोगे अपने खंडों पर 18 दिन के दृश्य संक्रमण.
जितने भी मोनोलॉग्स थे ये ट्रांसलेट करता था एंड दोनों लैंग्वेजेस में रिकॉर्ड करता
Yeah.
That's
I had one in my own language. So language is not an issue. In my language is not an issue.
And at the age of 18, you are moved from Chennai to Hyderabad. So at that time, Telugu, you are not married.
Yeah, I know them. You were always used to play Telugu.
So there wasn't about leave.
I can't read. Yeah. It's like maybe Marathi, a lot of people can speak Marathi, but not me.
And how many Muslims today can read Urdu? No, not necessary.
Each Adanius has no rules for anything. Something might work for you. Few people say no, you have to learn the language to be a better actor. People say no need. So it's subjective. It's what works for them. He asked me, what do you do when so many people are around? Another actor say you should send everybody over. No, I actually know one guy who does that. I actually know one guy who say, ask everybody to be out. I can do it only when you say no. And you have to.
There was an actress called Madhubala. तो क्लॉज होती थी कि इंडोर करेगी, उन्होंने कल आउटडोर नहीं किया और सेट पर कोई नहीं आया. Never.
Each thing is personal. A lot of personality is what your personal.
लेकिन एक थोड़ा सा कॉन्टेक्स्ट बात है, लेकिन एक हमारे रहमान साहब हुआ करते थे एक्टर, बहुत कमांड के पर्सनालिटी की रहने वाले याद नहीं होती थी, तो इस चीज़ का गलत फ़ायदा उठा रहे थे. फिर कुछ अम्बल होगा ब्रीड, यार वो कौन है यार, निकालो उसके बाद. अब यार दशहरा पे छोटा सा भला सा भोला सा स्पॉट बार गया, उसके बाद फिर रीटेक हो गया, यार उसको दोबारा मेरे सेट पे नहीं आने देना. डिस्टर्बिंग. लोग यूज करते हैं इस चीज को, ये पागल बने. नोबडी एग्जिस्ट, राइट? जस्ट यू, दैट्स इट.
Everything else?
Sir, how difficult it is to dance with the horn and when so many people dancing behind you, in a song sequence. So how difficult it is for the first time to dance and that?
No, it's easy because all of us are on the same second. You know that the beat comes tuck, and there's a big ka. All of you have to do tuck. So everybody is doing exactly in the same second what they have. You have nothing to do with that. The others have nothing to do with it. In that second, everybody does the same thing. So it's not confusing. Unless and until, you're into them or, unless and until you should not get confused because you just have to do what you do. You don't bother about, how do I sit with my heel. You do your drop well, it'll automatically synchronize. She has to do her drop well. It'll automatically synchronize. Of course, you do need definitely chemistry. Chemistry doesn't mean you just have to need to, how do you say, if you're uncomfortable with something, there's a shot where the girl has to come. Just come. Just give me your hand. Turn towards and come. Toward and come. Okay? She's coming. Okay, wait, stop. You stepped on my foot right now. So I'll say, what you do is, come forward. Now go back. Yeah, do from there. Turn. That's it. See, now she's forward. She's not stepping on my foot. So if you have any synchronization problem like that, the best thing is to identify the problem and rectify. Very simple to do. What's that?
It's a good one. I rectify.
Sorry. If there's a synchronization with other person, because I have to touch. Suppose the sequence which I'm doing all by myself, then she's doing all by herself. She's doing something else, you're doing something else. You just have to do what you have. You don't have to bother. Some synchronization is like gay, then you have to coordinate and have to why. Actually, so do it.
Thus, one day before the shoot, or one night late, how do you actually relax yourself?
One day before the shoot,
Starts. So the first day tomorrow.
for an entire film, for a new film.
पर दारू नहीं मेरा बस. Then काफी infectious flow way I can promise.
No. One thing I noticed, every actor has the tension. Because you're stepping into a new zone which never existed. See this, you're working with a cameraman you never worked. You're working with a director. This combination is a new combination. All 200 people who assemble on the set, you don't know anybody. Or you know only few people. This entire coordination changes. Previous film was maybe the same cameraman, but a different director, a different set of crew, a different producer. And tomorrow you have something else. So everybody has that thing, that little pressure. I think superstars and the first day, they're nervous. because you have to get enough a character. You know, is my clothing okay? You know, is my body language is fine? You know, is my hair set for the character? So there are a lot of I'm very anxious. I'm actually restless. Personally, I'm restless. And I've seen many actors are restless in the first place. But once you finish to complete the first day, second day, and then you finish 10 days, then you have a break, say about a week break, and then you're starting a second schedule, you're fine, you're set. Because you got into your character. You know how your hair is set, you know how your clothes are, you know how your dialogues, your lines, what you're doing. It's personal, it's subjective.
एंड फिर दोबारा ना ये दुकान के सामने जाके एक बंदा बेहोश ना हो जा.
Yeah, but last sure.
है करो. लेकिन मैं इतना बता रहा हूँ, इससे बड़ी गिफ्ट मुझे कभी नहीं मिलेगी कि ही सेड के आई वुड लव टू come again and teach whenever I'm around in Mumbai. So you be a show.
So, like just Sir said, you know, why am I here? Why am I here? I polish, I chase, I said, sir, you know, whoever batches are there, whoever wants to listen, I asked him to just come. Why? Because I was just a student like you guys. You know, couple tips which, you know, I picked up from Allu class or somebody who said, some actor who I work with, or anybody helps us to get better. So while I was doing, I was thinking, you know, there are a lot of doubts for a lot of young students. You should try to help each other out. And like Sir said, not many come back to tell because, you know, you don't want to start competition. This is my personal view. Why you don't want to start competition? Why do you want to start competition? I believe in starting it, you know why? I'm say at the 10 steps. I'm at step 3. You're at step. If you come up to step, it means you. By then, if I'm not at states, is left. So when you're moving, I'm also moving. It has to be like that. If it's like this, it means that I scored and you broke. So I can't. I want someone else to go. It's my mistake that I have to go. Oh, that's more about